But he said he was tired of defending her. He was tired of standing up for her. He was tired of doing so much, and she constantly embarrasses him.
But those who attended the book signing were quite surprised that Gypsy's boyfriend and father to her child-to-be, Ken Urker, was nowhere to be found.
Gypsy Rose might have survived countless internet storms, but this time, the tide seems to be turning and not in her favor. The shocking part, her once loyal boyfriend and ultimate defender, Ken, is officially out. That's right, after years of shielding her from backlash and wading into her endless controversies, Ken has finally walked away. And insiders are spilling the tea. He's done being her human shield and wants no part of her latest drama. So, what was the final straw? Let's get into it.
I never wanted to make him feel like he is stuck with me. That is not what I want. I'm like, I want you to be with me because you are happy in this relationship. You want this relationship. Just because we have a child together does not mean you're obligated to stay with me. There are lots of options for us. If you don't want this child, I will be the mother. That is my responsibility. That's your choice if you want to show up.
Gypsy Rose has weathered countless controversies, but this time, she's facing the storm alone. After years of unwavering loyalty, Ken, her boyfriend and go-to defender, has officially stepped back from the chaos. Insiders reveal that Ken, who's long been the first to jump into online battles for Gypsy, is finally calling it quits. And the reason, he's allegedly tired of being used as a pawn to clean up her messes. For years, Ken was the one you could count on to defend Gypsy. Fiery tweets, bold statements. He played the role of her knight in shining armor to perfection. But now, sources say he's had an epiphany. Gypsy's drama is a vicious cycle, and he's over it. Instead of rushing to her defense this time, Ken has chosen silence, leaving Gypsy to face the backlash alone. So what exactly pushed Ken to his breaking point? It all started at Gypsy's latest meet and greet event, which was anything but the smooth PR moment she had planned.
As you all know, Gypsy Rose had a book signing in New Orleans at the Garden District bookstore on Friday the 13th. Now, one day following that, I went to the bookstore and they completely ridded their shelves of Gypsy Rose Blanchard's book. But those who attended the book signing were quite surprised that Gypsy's boyfriend and father to her child-to-be, Ken Urker, was nowhere to be found. Now, while this event, if you went to it, clearly seemed like something that was put together for a lifetime production, it's arguably a big event. Gypsy did write a book. Well, with the help of two co-authors. And her boyfriend and father of her child, Ken Urker, wasn't there for this big moment of Gypsy's? Now you may remember that rumors have been circulating for a while about the status of Gypsy Rose Blanchard's relationship with Ken. And Gypsy recently had a baby shower, which was a part of her lifetime production, and Ken was there. But just last week, Ken was not there to support his girlfriend for her book signing event. Gypsy was accompanied only by her stepmother, Christy, and father, Rod. Why do you think Ken wasn't at the book signing? You think he and Gypsy actually broke up? Or was he not interested in participating in another lifetime facade?
While Gypsy was inside hosting a book signing at the Garden District workshop, a peaceful protest was unfolding outside. The vigil, organized to honor someone named Dee Dee, stayed respectful until things escalated. Reports allege that Gypsy supporters, alongside Lifetime and even local police, worked to disrupt the protest. From uncomfortable tactics to what some are calling outright intimidation, the protesters found themselves up against a wall. Among them was Pinky Pony Club, who claims she was technically threatened during the chaos. Her statement has only intensified the public's outrage against Gypsy, with many questioning the lengths her camp will go to in silencing critics.
Hi, Pink Pony. I'm so sorry. We're gonna have to ask you to go. Thanks.
This is exactly what
Okay, you don't get to touch my personal belongings. You're putting your hand in my face.
Can this not be doing this?
You gotta step on there.
And why am I being asked to leave?
You're considered a threat to this event, unfortunately. I'm so sorry.
I'm considered a threat to this event as a paying customer. This is a public place. I paid for a ticket.
Okay, take a walk with me.
Okay, can I get what I paid for though? The product that I paid for?
Here's your refund.
I paid for a ticket.
Okay, take a walk with me.
Okay, can I get what I paid for though? The product that I paid for?
Here's your refund.
Y'all see this? I'm a threat to the convicted murderer's autograph signing. Me, a live streamer. Y'all see? I'm a threat to a convicted murderer.
Critics allege that Gypsy has been using her loyal followers to harass and threaten creators. These creators have reportedly been sharing disturbing insights about Gypsy's actions and management practices. This time, the controversy escalated when Gypsy allegedly involved the New Orleans police. Some claim the authorities helped shield her from accountability, raising eyebrows and sparking more outrage online. Gypsy's recent book signing event is another hot topic. Critics accuse her of exploiting the event and the protesters for the sake of creating dramatic content for her Lifetime show. According to these claims, Gypsy is trying to flip the narrative, portraying herself as a victim of harassment and bullying by content creators. However, many are calling foul on this storyline. They insist that Gypsy, along with her ally Bree, has been the one engaging in harassment, cyberbullying, and even doxing the very creators who have been vocal about her alleged misconduct. Social media is ablaze with opinions, with many siding against Gypsy. The general sentiment? The situation seems more like a calculated move to suppress criticism than an honest defense.
And scrubbing, trying to scrub your past behaviors and stuff. And they also, for extra money, of course, they buy views, they buy subscribers. And I mean, I know a lot more, but I just can't disclose right now. But I did want to say is, yes, Gypsy's behind it, but she gives them a list of who she considers is pretty much a list of people she doesn't like, and they are going after them. And that is confirmed. She is paying extra for it. And I mean, I don't know what else I can say without getting in trouble.
The Garden District Workshop seemed thrilled to host Gypsy's book signing event, at least at first glance. But just a day later, reports emerged that the venue had already taken down any mention of her, including a notable memo connected to the event. Fans are questioning if this means the workshop wasn't really in support of Gypsy, hosting her only for the hype and content. After all, why else would anything that pointed to her presence vanish so quickly? Critics are speculating that the move might reflect deeper tensions, while fans are left wondering if this drama will overshadow her book entirely.
There were a lot of reactions to Gypsy Rose Blanchard's book signing event held last Friday, the 13th. Let's talk about it. Now, while personal photos or videos were not allowed at the book signing event, the professional photographer has finally uploaded all of the photos from the attendees of the book signing. Here's a couple photos from the book signing, including mine with Gypsy Rose. Now, as I told you all, I attended this event as a true crime creator to research, and now I'm reporting to you all. The event largely worked like a lottery system where you had to first come, first serve, get your number, and then get in line to go through the event. Now, this is the lucky number one who was first in line to attend Gypsy Rose Blanchard's book signing event. I spoke to her. While she was waiting in line, she had a pink gift bag for Gypsy Rose. When I went up to her and asked her what was in her gift bag, she said she brought baby toys for Gypsy Rose and her new baby Aurora. Now, following the book signing, it appeared the Garden District bookstore cleared any trace of Gypsy Rose from their location, as when I returned the next day, Gypsy Rose's book was nowhere to be found. In addition to this, I've started speaking to other bookstores that said they will not be carrying Gypsy Rose Blanchard's new book. Have you seen or heard about Gypsy Rose Blanchard's new book? Will you read it? And what do you think about this book signing event she held last week?
Fans and critics alike are calling her out for what they claim are endless lies and manipulative tactics, feeding the public a distorted version of her life story. And now, everyone's asking, where's Ken in all of this? His noticeable absence in her chaotic journey is raising eyebrows, and his silence speaks volumes.
He said he was tired of defending her. He was tired of standing up for her. He was tired of doing so much, and she constantly embarrasses him. He was absolutely done with the situation, and their relationship is OVER. Now, doesn't it make sense as to why she said she's no longer posting her personal information on social? She wants to keep it private. You saw what you reaped, Gypsy. You thought you was leaving your husband for him, and he left you. When I say karma for you is who you end up with. Cardi B ain't never lied, Bookie. Ain't never lied. Gypsy, how does it feel for the man you chose not to choose you, Bookie? How does it feel, darling? How does it feel? I would love to know. Please oblige us. And honey, we already said that man on the couch, Big Files, we could tell he didn't want to be with you, Bookie. We could tell. Also, I heard Gypsy was begging and crying and telling Ken she wanted him to stay and that she didn't want him to leave her. Gypsy Rose Blanchard ain't got no man. Now you know when your biggest flex was the man that rejected you. Yeah, Ken ain't there. Gypsy, this gives me so much pleasure. He needed to leave you. I hope he has a good old time with Mr. Steve Wood, if that's who he's with. I don't care who he with, as long as he not with you. And Ryan, I'm going to say this again. You better not go back to her. She's a problem. You don't need her. You was out there doing your thing. She's a party pooper. You don't need that in your life. You don't need that type of negativity, sir. Hear me and hear me clear. Please, Ryan. We are Team Ryan, okay? Team Ryan for the win. Okay, we don't need you going back to that. Please don't do it, Bookie. Don't do it. Don't. But this is from a very credible source. An extremely credible source.
Let's start with the event itself, which was supposed to be a celebratory moment for Gypsy. Instead, it unraveled into a PR nightmare. Despite her struggles to promote and advertise her memoir, Ken, her supposed rock, was nowhere to be seen. He didn't post about it, didn't show up, and hasn't even made a gesture of support. A simple flyer or Instagram post could have worked wonders, but Ken clearly doesn't want his name tied to Gypsy's unraveling mess. Adding fuel to the fire, Gypsy is now facing major backlash for allegedly lying during a televised interview on WWL-TV. In the interview, she confidently claimed that her mother's side of the family supported her decision to write and publish the memoir. However, insiders have exposed this as a blatant lie, revealing that her mother's side was fiercely against the book, especially the unflattering portrayal of their family. Fans are shocked that Gypsy would fabricate such a story on live television, knowing full well her family had vocally opposed her. This situation leaves one glaring question. Is Gypsy sabotaging her own credibility? With Ken distancing himself and her lies catching up to her, it seems like she's losing control of the narrative she worked so hard to craft.
Today, Gypsy Rose Blanchard's memoir is hitting store shelves. So for you to get your hands on that, you can do that today. And this morning, she's joining us right here in our studio to tell us a little bit about it. First off, thanks for joining us this morning. We're happy to have you.
Thank you for having me.
It's great to have you in. You know, your story is a controversial one that a lot of people think, at least, that they know the story and your life story. A lot of people could have got out of prison and just stayed in the shadows. You chose to be very vocal on social media with this book. Why a book? Why share your story?
Well, the book was something that I always wanted to happen, and it was something that even my mother's side of the family definitely encouraged and approved of. I know they weren't very supportive of a lot of the documentaries and everything, but they always felt support for me and support for me sharing my story in a book. So I think that that was important to honor their wishes, my wishes, share my voice in a proper way.
That's pretty empowering to have, you know, the her side of the family then encourage you to have your voice in the book. I guess because you could make sure sure the words are that of your own.
Exactly.
Gypsy's book signing took an emotional turn when supporters, including content creator Pinky Pony Club, held a vigil in memory of Diddy. Pinky, who was among the protesters, shared a video capturing the poignant event, and it quickly gained traction online. In the video, Gypsy's maternal aunt, Dora Patry, made a touching comment expressing gratitude for the community's support. She thanked everyone for honoring her late sister, adding that Diddy didn't deserve the tragic fate she faced. The heartfelt interaction has left fans deeply moved, sparking even more discussions around Diddy's legacy and the circumstances surrounding her untimely death.
Protest and vigil for Dee Blanchard, which is going to be held on Friday the 13th in New Orleans at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time at the Garden District Bookshop. If you are a creator that would like to go and cover this event, or you are trying to be part of a protest or a vigil, this is an individual effort. Every person, is free to go and do as they please in your Second Amendment rights to peacefully protest without impeding traffic, without blocking anybody from being able to get to where they go. Now, if you are planning to go and you need some help getting there, or if you are someone who is willing to help people get to this event, there is a way that you can connect with each other, and Sir Morbid has set that up on a very private Discord server. You will be video verified, so know that up front. No one's going to have access to any of this. Nobody is going to see the chat with your personal information. This is just a way for people who are planning to attend to connect with each other if they want to, and anybody who would like to donate and help fund and make that possible, you're able to connect with people who are in need of that as well. So go ahead and send an email to SirMorbidX. I'll put it right here on the screen for you, sirmorbidx@gmail.com, and you guys will get a link to the Discord, and you'll be able to video verify, and then you can connect with each other. So there are some other ways that you guys can help. If you're not able to donate and you're not able to go, you guys can share these videos. You can also make your own videos. Let the Garden District Bookshop know how you feel about the upcoming event. You can do that online. You can do that by contacting them personally. You can also report the event on Eventbrite. If you go to the bookstore's page and you go to purchase a ticket, it will take you to a link to Eventbrite, and from there you can report the event as either violent, fraudulent, however you deem necessary. But thank you guys so much for the support. If you didn't catch the live last night on Sir Morbid X over on YT, I highly suggest you hit the replay today so you can be fully up to date and aware of all things coming up for the Dee Blanchard vigil / peaceful protest outside of the book signing that Gypsy Rose is having on Friday the 13th. So thank you guys so much, and I look forward to...
It all started with Gypsy's claims that her family gave her the green light to write her memoir. But receipts from her sister Claudia tell a different story. Claudia didn't just deny giving her approval, she slammed Gypsy for being sick and accused her of exploiting their sister's tragic death for laughs. In a fiery comment, Claudia even prayed that Gypsy would one day feel the pain she's caused. Harsh words, but it seems the family isn't buying Gypsy's version of events. As if that weren't enough, Gypsy is also being called out for her alleged pregnancy. At a recent meet and greet event, fans who got up close with her noticed something odd. She didn't look pregnant at all, let alone 8 months along. Many attendees said her belly looked far too small for someone so close to giving birth.
Baby bump update. What I'm about to show you may shock you, so viewer discretion advised. Just kidding. So we know every woman's body is different and there's no set time when you show. We got that. With that said, it doesn't change drastically every other week. Going from this, the impromptu backyard photo shoot where Ken looks absolutely thrilled, to this court picture, then to this book signing picture. I don't know, I couldn't sit like that at 8 months pregnant. 8 months. 8 months. And this is exactly why some people speculate Gypsy Rose may be using a surrogate, or if she's even pregnant at all. I want to point out to you that this is important because the public has donated gifts and money towards her baby. Is this just another grift? She is not one to shy away from medical fraud. And I do want to remind everybody that originally the Gypsy Rose case was thought to be a long-term financial fraud case. They uncovered a lot of evidence pointing in that direction, and they thought it was just a big-time con gone bad. And in connection to the case, I always think of what he said. Things are not always as they appear.
Naturally, this has fueled more speculation that Gypsy might be fabricating yet another story. Between the accusations of lying about her memoir and the swirling doubts around her pregnancy, Gypsy's reputation is taking yet another hit. The question now is, can she ever bounce back? Or has she gone too far this time? What do you think?
An 8-month pregnant Gypsy Rose recently went on an interview to talk about pregnancy, microdeletion, and Down syndrome. So to the Down syndrome part, Gypsy Rose made a generalization with microdeletion and Down syndrome. I'm going to play that for you now.
So it could be that, my daughter might get it, she might not, but if she does, then at that point we'd have to watch her growth.
Okay.
Because it's not something like Down syndrome where the quality of life.
Right.
I'm sparing you from the whole interview, guys. She was so nervous. She was unprepared. She was tripping over her words. She was stuttering. You could tell that she did not know what to say. So what preceded this was Gypsy was being asked questions about the microdeletion, the 1Q21.1, and if Dee Dee knew about it, and she was just a nervous wreck. And Kaylin Lowry was going into the characteristics of the particular microdeletion Gypsy Rose has. The distinctive physical characteristics, the psychological, the learning and developmental delays. That's when she went into, my child has a 50% chance. It's not like it's Down syndrome. And then after that comment, she said, where the quality of life. With a microdeletion, basically it could be mild to severe. You don't know what you're getting. Both are chromosomal disorders, and I feel like the comparison she did in this particular interview came out very disparaging. And for somebody that has a chromosomal disorder, I would think that you would understand that there's an umbrella, right?
Recent chatter has left fans split, as some claim Gypsy's appearance is merely the result of poor eating habits. This takes us back to Ken's earlier comments about Gypsy's eating. He even insisted she drink water after heavy meals, a moment that sparked conversations even when she was in New York, preparing for her book signing. During her interview with Times Picayune, Gypsy spoke about her memoir while sitting cross-legged in a way that had everyone talking. Why? Because the ease with which Gypsy's leg was draped over the other didn't align with what you'd expect from someone 8 months pregnant. Fans couldn't help but point out the oddity of it all, questioning whether Gypsy is truly expecting her baby next month.
Because in documentaries, you have a production company that controls the questions being asked, what they decide to put in the documentary, whereas my memoir is literally my voice, and I get to choose what I talk about, how in depth I want to go with it, and be very vulnerable and share my truth. And it's the one thing, like, my mom's side of the family never approved of a lot of the documentaries or the TV shows being made. However, they always were supportive of me writing a book. You don't get to pick and choose what stories become viral or well-known.
When we asked her what she was most excited for in motherhood, she said she's looking forward to watching her daughter grow.
I feel like in a sense it's healing the inner child within me, while also giving her a happy life.
But preparing for a baby isn't always easy as a celebrity.
Being in the public eye makes it a lot more challenging, so I've had to think of things in order to protect her. So I made it very clear that I don't want her to be in the media. I won't be sharing pictures with her on the internet, or of her on the internet once she's born. I won't be exposing her to that life, because it is a life of scrutiny.
The rumors surrounding Gypsy's pregnancy are getting harder to ignore. Many are now questioning whether she's truly expecting or just faking it. Some are speculating that she may have gone the surrogacy route and is now trying to gaslight the public by making her baby bump appear in different ways, even though it might not be real at all. As if that weren't enough, she's been flaunting baby gifts from various companies, fueling even more doubts. To top it off, Gypsy created a baby registry, asking people to buy her gifts for a child that may not even exist, bringing back memories of her past grifting schemes with her so-called invisible child. With all this circulating, shouldn't Ken step up and clear the air? He's usually quick to defend her, but where is he now? Remember when rumors surfaced questioning whether the baby was even his? Ken was all over that one, going live to shut down the speculation, even insisting on a paternity test to put any doubts to rest. So why hasn't he said anything about the surrogacy chatter? The silence is only adding to the mystery.
People are saying, what happened to not showing the baby on social media? Well, the baby's not born yet.
Yeah,
We're showing sonogram pictures and 8K ultrasound photos. That's not the actual baby.
I specifically said in my GMA interview, once she is born, didn't nobody hear that? Once she is born, we will not post her on social media. I feel like we are happy, excited parents sharing pictures that, we're proud of our baby girl. What the fuck is so wrong with that?
They just need things to grasp onto to, talk shit. It's crazy. I'm sorry that's the life you guys like to live. Exactly. We are doing everything pregnant couples do.
Yeah.
Thanks, Crystal. Appreciate you for being one of the few sane ones.
Ken's silence after the paternity results were posted was deafening, leaving fans on edge. For weeks, he remained quiet. But earlier this month, he finally broke his silence, posting the results on TikTok with a caption from Gypsy. This post came a little too late, though, as Gypsy had already taken the brunt of public fury for Ken's refusal to speak out, one of the reasons she even went private on social media. But Ken, despite all the drama, stepped up, explaining why he's only addressing it now. "I don't want false allegations speculating when it comes to my child." He made it clear that the DNA test had been done, and he couldn't wait to be a father. His fans couldn't help but notice the odd phrasing of the post, sparking theories that it was either him typing in haste or Gypsy posting from his account. Either way, what's clear is that Ken is no longer defending Gypsy the way he used to. The last post with her was from their baby shower in November, and even that was a half-hearted attempt to squash rumors about their breakup, something he had fiercely denied in private texts to a creator. Back then, Ken was all about protecting Gypsy from public scrutiny, but now it seems like he's done. After being dragged into the mess time and time again, he's realized Gypsy might be intentionally causing chaos, hoping someone will clean it up for her, and that someone, for a while, was Ken.
If we look real closely, we can see what? The connection? The energy? But can we really? I don't see that. I see nothing but animosity and resentment that Ken has for you. He looks completely aggravated and embarrassed every time he's caught with you. During your podcast, you guys didn't even look like friends. In fact, I saw more of a connection between Ryan and Gypsy than I ever did with Ken and Gypsy.
When Gypsy first announced her pregnancy with Ken, many were skeptical, dismissing it as a joke. But Ken quickly took to his Instagram story, sharing a photo of Gypsy proudly showing off her belly, with a caption that read, "Now haters will say this is AI." It was clear he was ready to defend her at all costs, always stepping in to have her back, especially when the public came for her. One of the most talked about controversies was Gypsy's lips during her pregnancy. Critics accused her of getting lip fillers, calling her an irresponsible mother, but Gypsy didn't shy away from setting the record straight. While at San Francisco Airport, she explained the lip filler rumors, revealing they were actually just lip liner from Charlotte Tilbury, not fillers at all. Ken even joined in, backing her up and praising her natural beauty, noting that her lips were so pretty that people simply couldn't believe they weren't enhanced.
How much more time do we?
An hour plus.
Hour?
Yeah, hour plus.
Yes,
I'm the kind of person who wants to get here 1 hour before takeoff, but you're the kind of person who wants to get here 3 hours. And that's exactly what happened. We ended up sitting at a terminal for 2 hours.
But you can always go shopping at the little gift shops.
Who wants to go shopping at an airport? Who wants to spend 3 times the price on a...
Me. I like to.
Oh yeah? Where's your goods?
I invite
Okay, that's right.
Well, I mean, I was hoping to find a chocolate frog somewhere in the terminal.
A chocolate frog.
Ken's been Gypsy's ride or die for a while, defending her against all the hate, the rumors, and the endless drama. But now, it seems like he's finally hit his breaking point. For months, the public's been calling Ken grumpy, accusing him of not loving Gypsy, even suggesting she trapped him. In response, Ken went live, shutting down the breakup rumors, insisting he loved the mother of his child, and claiming they were happier than ever. But the plot thickens. Ken wasn't just clearing his name. He was out here defending Gypsy too, stepping up to protect her from the savage public backlash. People were calling her unlikable and trashing her over her involvement in a shocking incident with her mom. Ken didn't hold back, joining a live stream to defend her, calling her a victim, downplaying her role in the drama, and labeling Nick as the villain. When asked about her interrogations, he played it off as self-preservation, saying anyone in her shoes would have acted the same. He even called her actions a tragic mistake, and anyone who dared criticize her, haters, plain and simple. But now, the tables have turned. Ken, who was once the loudest defender, has gone completely radio silent. No more defending her through the chaos of her alleged fake pregnancy, messy breakup, or the media frenzy that's been dragging her name through the mud. It's clear now, Ken's done. He's realized that Gypsy was just using him as a shield to protect her image while she chased fame. And now, he's stepping away from it all. No more diving into the rumors, especially the ones involving his child. He stopped trying to shut down the noise. And honestly, he doesn't seem to care if the criticism breaks her or not. But here's the big question. Has Ken really given up on Gypsy for good? Did he finally see the light and realize defending her was a lost cause? Or is it possible that Gypsy's critics were right all along? What do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments and make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on more updates.